Hi, welcome to my game room tour. It's quite a modest sized room. Let's give you a quick overview first. So it's a fairly small collection. I've got about 500 games in physical form, with a 60 to 70 kind of digital on the Xbox. This is my main gaming area. A nice little sofa and a footstool. Means it can fit up to 3 people in here if people come around. I want to play some local games. I actually downsized the TV. Had a 42-inch in here, but just because of the size of the room and how close I have to sit to the TV, it was a bit too big. So I've downsized to a nice 32-inch Samsung Full HD, which does the job nicely. I've got my main wall of games at the back there and on the side. At one point I do want to extend those shelving rounds to the other side here, so there's a full kind of wrap around of games. As the collection grows, I'll move on to that. We're getting fairly close, but all these shelves are pretty much full already. So that's that side of the game room. If you spin around and see the other side, as I say, it's not the biggest room in the world, but behind the sofa there I've got another couple of shelving stations, one that holds a lot of my films, DVDs and Blu-rays, and one that holds kind of a lot of Funko Pops boxes and things that I want to display, and the beginning of a strategy guide collection, and also my Retro Gamer subscription, which I started 6 months or so ago, so that's growing as well. Fantastic magazine. So that's an overview. I'll go into the details now of more specific game collections. So I'll just go into a bit more detail on the setup itself before I give an overview of the games. So, as I mentioned the TV earlier, underneath I've got the Xbox One as my primary console, PlayStation 2 mini one that's also back compatible with the PlayStation 1 games, Sega Mega Drive under there, which, to be honest, doesn't get a lot of use, a Nintendo Wii, which I also play the GameCube games on, and recently picked up the SNES Mini, which is getting a fair amount of use, to be fair. And that's my main setup. I can play quite a few different systems on that setup there. I'm thinking about getting a Retron 5, but at the time I was thinking of that, I ended up getting the SNES Mini instead because I saw one come up on eBay for a decent price. Just in terms of storage, there's games as you see on the shelf. These are just storage bins. This just holds random bits and bobs that I don't want to put on display, boxes and headphones and that type of thing. And this is my main controller bin that has controllers for all the different systems ready to go. It's a bit cluttered in there, but it's not too hard to find everything. I've got my Elgato there. I recently picked up. I've just started doing game recordings and things, still figuring out how it works fully, playing around with that, doing a playthrough of Black on the PS2 at the moment. It's quite a good game. And then in terms of my collections, main collection really is the PlayStation 2 and also the Xbox 360. I focus mainly on disc-based consoles. Just find the prices now on cartridge-based consoles are starting to get a bit ridiculous, and I'd rather buy kind of 5 or 6 games for the cost on a disc-based system for the cost of one on a cartridge-based system. So I'll probably go through and do some in-depth collection videos at some point. I'll just give you a quick overview of the games we've got up here. So my PlayStation 2 collection is the largest at the moment. I do try and only pick up games that I think I'm going to play. I'm definitely not going for a complete collection on any system, especially not the PlayStation 2, with there being such a large library. And my intention is at some point that a lot of these I've played through my childhood and over the past few years, but my intention is to, if not beat, then at least play all of these games at some point, even if it's just for an hour or two to get a feel for the game. But yeah, there's a lot of great games on PlayStation 2. I've just started the Xbox collection. I started this just before I heard that Microsoft were making the Xbox One backwards compatible for the Xbox. I thought it'd be a good time to jump in before the prices start rising. So I'm only collecting exclusives to the Xbox, so anything that was cross-platform I'm picking up on the PlayStation 2. But yeah, a lot of fantastic games for here. I'd never had an Xbox when I was younger, first time round. I did play the hell out of Halo and Halo 2 with my friends. That's basically all we played when we were younger. But yeah, I'm going through and picking up all the exclusives. I've started playing Knights of the Old Republic. I say Call of Cthulhu is one that I picked up, because I think that's going to go up in price as well. I need to get around to playing that as well. So my primary system is the Xbox One. I am still trying to pick things up physical as much as possible, but I do have a hell of a lot of digital games for the Xbox One as well. When the sales come up and things, it's just difficult to turn them down when they're selling AAA games for kind of £6. So I have quite a lot of digital as well. This section here is my little nook for games that I am currently playing. I try and make sure I finish them, or if I'm not enjoying them, retire them before I move them out of here. Doesn't always work that well. I end up playing far too many games at the same time and put some on the back burner. Like Mad Max has been in there for about a year probably, but at some point I will get around to finishing it. Currently playing Doom, as you've probably seen from what's on the TV at the moment. So far so good, brilliant game. It's nice to play kind of an old school arcade shooter for once. Also quite a modest Wii collection. Yeah, I mean, I play the Wii a bit. I really should play it more. There's quite a few games that I don't really get on with the motion controls. But I'm trying to pick up kind of some of the core Mario games because I do enjoy them. And some of the kind of light gun games. So, which one is it that I really enjoyed? Oh yeah, so House of the Dead Overkill is a game that I thought was fantastic. It's only about 4 or 5 hours long. Very mature game, but incredibly funny. Really good gunplay. And then Ghost Squad next door to it as well. It's a really good shooter. Just a port of the arcade. Picked up the Conduit and things as well, which they're supposed to be good shooter games as well. But I'm starting to collect kind of the core Nintendo collection, so I've got Super Mario Brothers in there. We've got the Zelda game. So yeah, starting to collect some of them as well. And a very, very small GameCube collection, which is actually original collection from when me and my brother were kids. We did have a lot more than this, so I'm not sure where a lot of them went. We also had a Super Nintendo that disappeared as well, which is a shame. I've got some games on display in the middle. These are mainly ones that I like the artwork for, and it's also just to fill the space, so there's not a big gap there. As I say, this wall, second biggest collection is the Xbox 360 collection. I've also got a reasonable PlayStation 1 collection, but again with the PlayStation 1 having the same problem, starting to be the same problem as the cartridge consoles, that the prices are going up. And all of the games that I actually want in the collection that I want to play are kind of getting above £30, and unless it's a game I know I'm going to play, it's hard to kind of warrant spending that amount of money. So yeah, there's a few decent games in there. I picked up all of the Final Fantasy games on the PlayStation 1 in a bundle a couple of years ago on Gumtree, which was a nice little find for a decent price. These are a little stack of 360 games that I want to play that are backwards compatible on the Xbox One now. So I've just put them there to remind myself that I want to play through them. And then this is the bulk of the collection, so I'll just go through it very quickly. I will do a in-depth collection video at some point, so I won't talk through any of the games at the moment, but you can at least have a look at what's there. Yeah, there's quite a few. Picked up a few steel cases, which are just ones that I found in charity shops and things locally. So whenever I see a steel case that's only a couple of pounds, I will pick it up. So the top shelf up here is my handheld collection in this corner. so it's not very big. I don't play handhelds too much, but I have a few weeks ago picked up a PlayStation Vita. So I got my first couple of games for that, and I've also got Persona 4 Golden as a download on the system, which I'm about 10 hours into and really enjoying so far. I did have, well still have, a PSP, started collecting for it, and then the PSP decided to pack it in and doesn't work anymore. So until I get a new PSP, that collection's kind of on hold at the moment. But I was enjoying it while it lasted. And in the end I decided to get a PlayStation Vita because most of the PlayStation portable games are backwards compatible on the PS Vita in digital form, so I figured I'd just get that system. This box up here, this is going to fall, is a very small collection of more handheld things. So that's the PSP in there, cables and things, and then I've got a Game Boy Advance SP. It's not the one with the backlit screen, unfortunately. And then a very small collection of Game Boy games and memory cards and things in there, just loose items that I don't want out on the shelves. So back to the back wall. So I've got quite a modest Blu-ray collection. I haven't bought any Blu-rays in a very long time. I actually downsized this quite a lot to make room for other things. So you can see there's not many there. There's some Funko Pops on there. I don't have too many movie Funko Pops, I mainly focus on gaming Funkos. There's a couple of little soft toys there that my wife and I picked up on our visit to Japan. There's the Max Payne 3 collectible box, which came with the statuette, the game, soundtrack and some artwork, and I got that for £8 off Amazon, brand new. So I couldn't really turn that down. A very small graphic novel collection. I went through a phase of thinking I was going to get into graphic novels. Didn't really go any further than that. And my original DVDs. Again, this has been downsized massively. I used to have several hundred. But I've just narrowed it down to DVDs that I know I'm going to watch again at some point. So a lot of good ones in there. I don't think I'll ever upgrade any of these to Blu-ray. And move across, so the shelf next to there, as I say. Got some of the boxes and things on the top and artwork that I like, so my Xbox One Titanfall box, Super Nintendo Classic Mini, an artwork book by Ian McCain. This was just a little figurine thing that I picked up when we were in Japan. I just like the art with it, I've never opened it, I just thought it was cool. And then some of the gaming Funko Pops. Just notice these two are lying down, so I was having a little clean before. So Mass Effect ones, we've got the Big Daddy, some Fallout ones, and underneath these are the ones from Destiny 2. I pre-ordered these before Destiny 2 came out, expecting, believing the hype, basically expecting Destiny 2 to be way better than Destiny 1. I enjoyed the game, but I probably wouldn't have got the Funko Pops if I'd known what it was going to be like. I tend to only get Funko Pops for games that I really, really enjoy. Got some amiibos there, again from Japan when we visited a couple of years ago. That's the figurine from the Max Payne box. Crimson Skies on the PC, I only picked that up from a charity shop for the artwork really. I think it was £1. A couple of mechanical robots. And then down here, if that will focus, these are strategy guides. I don't buy any of these kind of from eBay or anything. These are just ones that I found in local charity shops. And my Retro Gamer magazines that are slowly building up. Fantastic magazine, made in the UK as well. And there's just the boxes for the Funko Pops. I don't like to keep them in the boxes because I want to actually see the figurine, but I'll keep them there anyway. So I hope you enjoyed my game room tour. Just a quick overview. Finally, I am thinking of redecorating this place. We moved into this house last year, and it could do with repainting and decorating, so I'm probably going to do that before I put up another section of shelves across that side. And I am thinking about upgrading the sofa as well, into something a little bit more comfortable. maybe a couple of Lazy Boys or something. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you were watching the video and you were thinking there's definitely some games that should be in my collection that aren't, please leave some comments below, and I'll definitely look into them. I do have a big wish list of games, several hundred, that I'm working my way through. It's just a matter of time and finding them in the wild. But I hope you enjoyed, and thank you.